You think you're eating really good grass-fed steak at this cool restaurant. They're cooking it in canola.
Polyunsaturated fats that you get from them lodge themselves in the body and can take 3, 4, 5, sometimes 7 years to detox. So when they talk about like that pizza that you just ordered, you're not just going to be feeling the effects tomorrow, perhaps 5 years from now.
They are super high in omega-6s and even omega-9. And in general, those are the ones that you want to avoid because they can lead to a lot of chronic diseases. Seed oils, the talk about them is everywhere. What are seed oils though? Okay, so seed oils are highly processed oils from plants like soy, corn, and canola. They are super high in omega-6s and even omega-9s. And in general, those are the ones that you want to avoid because they can lead to a lot of chronic diseases. So a good alternative would be to avoid these things and use something like natural fats from olive oil or tallow or avocado oil. Are you guys mindful in trying to eliminate seed oils from the foods that you eat?
Yeah, I am now for sure. The more I learn about them, and I'm interested to understand the process of how to detox them.
Yeah.
And from what I am doing is, I know it's kind of different, but I'm going on an extremely low fat diet, which I'm in the cutting process for this competition, but going on an extremely low fat diet, from what I understand is it will help reset the mitochondria. It'll help detox the mitochondria from these seed oils that's in your body.
So the first study is fascinating. It's done on primates. What they did was they fed the monkeys a very low fat diet. So it was a higher carbohydrate, low fat diet, and they saw turnover in the membranes within 30 days, which makes sense when you think about it, because what's populating the membranes? The fats you're eating.
Interesting.
The fat cells will store those seed oils and they'll hold on to them. From what I understand, the detox process would be like, obviously cut the seed oils out, go on an extremely low fat diet. Like my fat's probably 20% of my caloric intake.
Okay.
And I'm going to do that for probably about 3 months. And then after the competition, I'm just going to alter that and do low carb, high fat, high protein. And
can you sweat these things out?
Yeah.
Do you guys know, can you?
I've actually come across some studies where people talk about submerging themselves in very hot water, hotter than your typical hot tub. I think something like 110 degrees. I would never recommend this for anybody at 30 or 40 minutes to detox from these seed oils. It seems like the seed oils stay in your body for an extended period of time, the PUFAs in that regard. So like the polyunsaturated fats that you get from them lodge themselves in the body and can take 3, 4, 5, sometimes 7 years to detox. So when they talk about like that pizza that you just ordered, you're not just going to be feeling the effects tomorrow, perhaps 5 years from now.
Yeah. The medical industry can overcomplicate things with 30-something thousand diagnoses out there. I really think that it's not that complicated. There's probably a handful or 2 handfuls of things that really cause these.
Yeah.
And seed oils, as we are learning right now, are a major factor. And the restaurants you go to, guys, you think you're eating really good because you got this grass-fed steak at this cool restaurant, but they're cooking it in canola.
They sprayed it down. In fact, I want to bring this up. So Paul Saladino, who we love and appreciate, he talked about his favorite restaurant in LA. It's called Matu. It's a Japanese-inspired steakhouse. They don't cook above medium rare. They don't even allow it because it would be disrespectful to the cow.
Wow.
I went with my family recently when I was out there, and I got the New York strip or the ribeye, and we got some tallow fries, and we got a couple other things. And I'm eating the steak, and it tastes unbelievable. And I'm like, this is my favorite restaurant, and now it's confirmed by Saladino that it's okay. Right? But I asked them for a side of butter and salt. They're like, oh, we don't have butter. And I'm like, I didn't think anything of it. Maybe they cook the steak in tallow, right? Because they do the tallow French fries.
Yeah.
Afterwards, my gut is a wreck. It's inflamed. I don't feel great. And I went on Seed Oil Scout. Have you guys used that?
Oh, yeah.
All over the place. Matu cooks everything in canola oil.
See?
And,
No way.
And I don't. And maybe Saladino knows that and told him, don't cook mine.
Yeah.
But I went to my wife the next day and I'm like, honey, I got to tell you something. Everything was cooked in canola oil. Like Matu's no longer my favorite restaurant. She's like, I already knew that. And I was like, what?
Yeah, golly. It's like the old saying, you want something done right, you got to do it yourself. If you want an awesome filet and you want to make sure it's cooked right, just do it at the house.
Yeah.
Just do it at the house. Get some friends and family over and do it at the house.
It always tastes better. It's always cheaper.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think my wife loves going out. She loves socializing.
I do too. I can appreciate that.
And I could care less. I'm like, for $12, I can make the same steak at home, but it's 10 times better.
Yeah.
And I don't have to keep asking for butter, and I don't have to keep asking, none of these things.
Yeah.
And I know what it's cooked in. And that's the problem, I think, is it's not as fun for some people. And like, how do you deal with that?
Is it a matter of price? Is that why they use things like canola oil or like vegetable oils, because they're just that much cheaper?
I think it's price. And this happens with the tallow fries at Steak and Shake that we talked about. So it's a mixture of beef tallow and canola oil.
Yeah.
And I actually saw Seed Oil Scout responded to this. They asked a guy who does hand-cut potatoes and tallow fries legitimately at his restaurant, 100% beef tallow. And he said, it's really just a ploy to get customers. There's no way on the scale. He talked about like each restaurant at Steak and Shake, each Steak and Shake goes through approximately 30 pounds of French fries every week. He goes, there's no way on scale that they can have enough tallow that fast to all of their stores. It's just not possible. And so he goes, it's a scale thing. And that's why you go to these mom and pop shops that have the legit tallow hand cut fries and announce they hand cut their fries. They just cook it in canola oil.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say this. I like that they're trying. I like that at least it's a discussion now.
Fair.
I like that at least people are putting effort into it.
Yeah.
We're not there yet. But,
We're not.
it's 5 years, maybe so.
When you are sourcing an olive oil, try to go single source. That's one thing that I've recently learned, that I just thought, hey, if it's organic olive oil, it's got to be good. No, you don't want the multi blend. You want single source olive oil. One location. This is where it's from.
Yeah, you get those blends that it comes from Tunisia, it comes from Spain, it comes from Italy and Greece, and it's all just, but they've been sitting on a shipment.
It's organic.
Synergy.
It's organic, but it's not single source.
That's cool.
Cool. And do you heat the olive oil? Do you guys, are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So my
my
wife says you're not supposed to, right?
That's where the toxicity from the seed oils comes in.
So this is
where they do the extreme heat, they deodorize them, they bleach them. And when you put these oils under this extreme heat, it flips the fat molecules on their head and creates more trans fat, from what I understand. And so that's why they say if you're doing anything cooking, like olive oil on a salad, on an avocado, room temperature, great. But cooking a steak in olive oil or anything in the pan with heat, that's why I have such a hard, like, I love pasta sauce and Rouse and Carbone. They make amazing tasting marinara and spicy spaghetti sauces. But you look in the ingredients, it's olive oil. They cooked it for a long period of time. And it's like, as much as I want to eat it all the time.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. I need to know.
Can you heat up avocado oil safely?
I think it has a higher smoke point.
I've heard you,
coconut oil, avocado oil.
And Mark Sisson, who does all the Primal Kitchen stuff, all of his stuff is avocado oil.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Thank you so much for watching. If you guys are enjoying this content, please consider subscribing to the channel, liking this video, and clicking the notification bell. It really helps us boost in the algorithm and helps us bring you more content like this. Thank you guys so much for watching.